The movie Home Alone has become a true cinematic classic, giving audiences countless unforgettable moments. But what happened to the actors who played the lead roles in this iconic film? How did their careers develop after filming, and what other projects have they undertaken? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the actors' journeys and find out how their lives changed after starring in this legendary comedy. What happened to the cast of Home Alone? Macaulay Culkin, the main star. The leading star of the Christmas hit Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, was born on August 26, 1980, in New York City. Growing up in poverty, his large family lived crammed into a tiny one-bedroom apartment until Macaulay's acting talent emerged. By the age of 4, he was participating in theater productions and commercials. His acting career quickly gained momentum, and at just 10 years old, he became a global superstar with his role as Kevin McAllister. The film's director, Chris Columbus, wasn't immediately sold on Macaulay, but the movie's screenwriter and producer, John Hughes, couldn't imagine anyone else in the role. Having already worked with Culkin on the family film Uncle Buck, Hughes knew the young actor's charm would captivate audiences.
Hey, how you doing?
Who are you?
I'm your Uncle Buck.
Do I have an uncle?
Unfortunately.
On set, Macaulay charmed everyone, making an indelible impression. The film's success was phenomenal, instantly catapulting Macaulay to one of the most recognizable child stars in the world. He was named Child of the Year, nominated for a Golden Globe, and inundated with offers. However, few knew that his career was controlled by his money-hungry father, who demanded multi-million-dollar contracts and roles for Macaulay's siblings, earning a reputation in Hollywood as a difficult and combative figure. This behavior became known as the Culkin family attack in industry circles. Eventually, offers dried up, and Macaulay himself could no longer cope with the grueling work schedule. Deprived of a normal childhood, he spent most of his time on sets and rarely interacted with peers. In his teens, when he sought to take control of his own life, it led to a legal battle with his father and the severing of ties with both parents. What followed was a decade of hardship. Macaulay attempted a comeback, appearing in films like Saved and Party Monster.
You want to push?
Thanks.
You stare at my ass again, I will push you off a cliff.
But these projects fell short of expectations, and his popularity continued to wane. Struggles with substance abuse and personal turmoil plunged him into a deep depression, exacerbated by his breakup with Mila Kunis. The two dated for 8 years, maintaining a private relationship. Despite their shared experiences, Kunis ended the relationship, feeling unprepared to start a family. It took years for Macaulay to regain balance and rediscover joy in life. He overcame his destructive habits, pursued music, and launched a satirical website. Though his appearances on screen have been sporadic, including a role in American Horror Story.
Are you in some kind of meth haze?
I haven't smoked since I started writing.
Just inspired by the quiet and the consistent architecture?
Macaulay has found true happiness with actress Brenda Song. The couple is engaged, raising 2 sons, and living in a 2-story home near Toluca Lake in Los Angeles. In 2023, while accepting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Macaulay emphasized the importance of the family he has built, a source of pride and fulfillment in his life. John Hurd, the family patriarch.
Don't you feel like a heel flying first class with all the kids back in coach?
No, the kids are fine. The only flying I ever did as a kid was in the family station wagon. It wasn't to France.
The career of John Hurd, who played the McAllister family patriarch in Home Alone, began long before the iconic comedy. Born in 1946, he dreamed of becoming an actor from an early age. He started performing in school plays and became a professional actor in the early 1970s. Within just a few years, he earned recognition with theatrical awards, and in 1977, he made his film debut in a leading role in the comedy drama Between the Lines. Initially, Heard was known for his romantic roles, but his performance in Cutter's Way, a film about a Vietnam War veteran, established him as a serious, dramatic actor.
It's only 1:30, Alex.
Yeah, and already into the B material, I admit it, Rich, but great art demands a great audience, you know what I mean?
True fame, however, came with his role as Peter McAllister in Home Alone, making him a household name among a wide audience. In the years that followed, Heard continued to work extensively in film and television. His filmography includes notable works such as Gladiator, 1992, The Pelican Brief, and In the Line of Fire. He also appeared in several TV series, including the acclaimed The Sopranos. Heard's personal life was eventful, complex, and at times tragic. His first marriage ended just 6 days after the wedding. Another relationship with the mother of his eldest son was marred by allegations of physical abuse and unlawful entry into her home. His son from a subsequent marriage tragically passed away at a young age. At the age of 64, Heard married again, but this union also ended within months. John Heard passed away in 2017 at the age of 71 from cardiac arrest, just a year after losing his son. Katherine OHara, Kevin's mom.
Peter! We slept in!
Katherine OHara, who played Kevin's mom in Home Alone, was born on March 4, 1954, in Toronto, Canada. She grew up in a large Irish family that had immigrated to Canada. As a child, Katherine didn't dream of becoming an actress, but loved doing impressions. Humor was a cornerstone of her upbringing. Her father loved telling jokes, and her mother often put on parody performances for the children. Initially, Katherine followed a comedic path, joining an improvisational comedy troupe, and later moving into television, where she worked on comedy projects. She was not only a talented performer, but also an excellent scriptwriter for TV shows. In the 1980s, OHara branched out into film acting, with her first major role as Delia Dietz in Tim Burton's dark fantasy Beetlejuice. Her success grew even further in 1990 with her role in Home Alone.
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin!
Director Chris Columbus cast her without an audition, much to her relief, as she has always hated the audition process. After the monumental success of the Christmas classic, Katherine continued to build her career in both film and television. Despite her diverse portfolio, she remained best known to the general public as Kevin's mom, until the hit series Schitt's Creek came along. In this Canadian sitcom, OHara's talent shone brilliantly. She created many of the unique quirks for her character, Moira Rose.
Oh, hi! I'm Moira Rose for Herbert Linger Wines, inviting you to try our latest offering.
A former soap opera star who finds herself broke, with a rundown town as her only remaining asset. Schitt's Creek ran for 5 years, becoming hugely popular in Canada and the US, with Moira's sharp one-liners earning a devoted following on social media.
So, Jocelyn, you were saying that you teach high school? Or you want to finish high school? I'm not sure. I couldn't hear over your husband's chewing.
Katherine's performance garnered widespread acclaim, winning her an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and other prestigious awards. Following this success, Katherine stayed in the spotlight, taking on roles in various projects. She lent her voice to several animated films, including The Addams Family, Elemental, and The Wild Robot, and returned to her role as Delia Dietz in the new Beetlejuice sequel. Her personal life is equally fulfilling. In the late 1980s, she met the love of her life, production designer Bo Welch. The couple has been happily married for over 30 years, raising 2 sons together. They now reside in Los Angeles. Joe Pesci, Wet Bandit number 1.
Merry Christmas.
The actor who played the burglar Harry was born in 1943 to a family of Italian immigrants. From an early age, Joe Pesci was passionate about music and initially dreamed of a career in the music industry. His acting talent, however, emerged just as early. At age 4, he performed on the radio, and by 5, he was already on the theatrical stage. In his younger years, Pesci struggled to establish a music career, eventually turning to stand-up comedy and film. Even in acting, success came only when he was on the verge of giving up his ambitions. It was director Martin Scorsese who recognized his talent and cast him in the sports drama Raging Bull. This marked the beginning of a long and fruitful collaboration with Scorsese, as well as a strong friendship with actor Robert De Niro. Pesci quickly earned a reputation as a master of roles in crime dramas and mafia films. His appearance in a Christmas comedy like Home Alone was a surprising shift, especially since he wasn't the first choice for the role. Initially, the part was offered to Robert De Niro and John Lovitz. Working with Pesci on set was reportedly challenging. He frequently complained about early call times, criticized the quality of some lines, and struggled to curb his use of profanity. Despite this, Pesci delivered a vivid and unforgettable performance that earned him worldwide recognition. Following the success of Home Alone, Pesci continued his collaboration with Martin Scorsese, appearing in several of his films. He also starred in other notable projects, such as My Cousin Vinny and A Bronx Tale. Though he continues to receive acting offers, Pesci has largely stepped back from his Hollywood career. His most recent major role was in Scorsese's The Irishman.
Do me a favor. Go with Steve down to his place. Take Vito with you. And just hang around for a while. These guys keep coming around, so straighten them out.
I'll take care of it, Russ.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
In interviews, Pesci has expressed his desire to dedicate more time to his family and other interests, including music. He resides in California and is reportedly not in a relationship. Pesci has been married 3 times, and he has a daughter, Tiffany, from one of his marriages. Daniel Stern, Wet Bandit number 2. The actor who played Marv was born in 1957 into an American Jewish family. His parents encouraged the creative talents of their 2 children, and Daniel eagerly participated in theatrical productions. A determined young man, he started earning money for acting classes at just 14. While working as a lighting technician at a Shakespeare festival, he found his way into theatrical circles. Stern's film career began in 1979 with the comedy drama Breaking Away. He continued acting almost without pause, appearing in Woody Allen's Stardust Memories and Hannah and Her Sisters, while also performing in theater. When Chris Columbus sent Daniel the script for Home Alone, the actor fell in love with the story immediately. He laughed out loud at Kevin's adventures and agreed to join the cast right away. Even a scene involving a spider on his face, despite Stern's severe arachnophobia, didn't stop him. To his credit, Daniel nailed the shot in one take. The sound effects were added later to avoid scaring the spider. Though many movie fans still associate Stern primarily with his role as a wet bandit, his filmography includes successful works like City Slickers and its sequel, The Legend of Curly's Gold.
Phil, we're leaving.
We haven't had cake.
Stern is also well known as the narrator in the series The Wonder Years. His rich voice and excellent diction were highly sought after in animated projects as well. In the late 1990s, he voiced the satirical adult animated series Dilbert. Both critics and audiences praised the show's sharp take on office life, starring a beleaguered corporate worker surrounded by irritating colleagues. But Stern's talents don't stop at acting. In high school, he developed an interest in sculpture, which evolved into a professional pursuit. Daniel created sculptures for art fairs and exhibitions across the U.S. and became the resident artist at the Camarillo Art Center in California. Stern's personal life defies Hollywood norms. He has been married since 1980, and the couple raised 3 children together. One daughter pursued a music career, the other entered healthcare, and his eldest son transitioned from being an environmental lawyer to serving as a U.S. Senator for California. Daniel couldn't be more proud. For many years, the Sterns lived in Malibu before relocating to Maryland, where they now reside. Devon Rea, the bully brother.
Don't you know how to knock, phlegmwad?
The role of Kevin's older, bullying brother Buzz went to actor Devon Rea. Born into an acting family, Devon started his career at the age of 9. His debut was in the thriller Where Are the Children? And by the time he was cast in Home Alone 5 years later, he already had significant experience on set. The Christmas comedy was supposed to be a launching pad for Devon's career, but he became typecast because of the role. Not only was he offered similar supporting parts afterward, but people also frequently reminded him of Buzz's obnoxious personality in real life. Kids who had watched Home Alone would often approach Devon on the street and insult him for his character's treatment of Kevin. Devon struggled to revitalize his career and continued appearing in smaller roles.
The Xbox is off limits. If you screw up any of my high scores, I'll blind you with my laser pointer.
His name popped up in the credits of popular series such as Law and Order, Supernatural, The Good Wife, Elementary, and Person of Interest, but his involvement was typically limited to single episodes. Among Devon's filmography is an unusual project, the mockumentary Courting Condi. In this film, Rattray plays himself as he embarks on a quest to win the heart of U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice by traveling across America and interviewing people who knew her. However, the project didn't sit well with Rice's team, and the Bush administration actively hindered its production. Despite these obstacles, the film eventually premiered and even won several awards at smaller international film festivals. More recently, Devon appeared in Hustlers, alongside Jennifer Lopez, Kimmy with Zoe Kravitz, and the poorly received 2021 reboot of Home Alone. However, his future in Hollywood remains uncertain due to serious legal issues. First, his ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic violence, claiming he nearly choked her after an argument about her failing to charge fans for his autograph. Later, another acquaintance alleged that Rattray spiked her drink with an unknown substance and assaulted her. Kieran Culkin, the little cousin. Kevin's cousin, 5-year-old Fuller, infamous for wetting the bed, was played by Macaulay Culkin's younger brother, Kieran. This was Kieran's first role, secured by their father, who was eager to get all his children into the film industry. Kieran reprised his role in the sequel to the Christmas classic and went on to appear in other comedies. As a teenager, unlike Macaulay, Kieran didn't burn out on acting. He balanced leading roles in independent films with smaller parts in mainstream movies. For instance, he appeared in the Oscar-nominated drama Music of the Heart and starred in the melodrama Igby Goes Down. In 2018, Kieran finally stepped out of his brother's shadow with his breakout role in the hit series Succession. He played Roman Roy, an immature and irreverent sibling competing with his brother and sister for power and their father's attention.
You look like, an actual human person.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Culkin's performance earned him numerous awards and nominations, including a Golden Globe and an Emmy. Kieran continues his acting career in both television and film. In 2025, he's set to perform on Broadway in Glengarry Glen Ross. The actor married in 2013 and is raising 2 children, a son and a daughter, with his wife. The family resides in New York City. Robert's Blossom, the frightening neighbor.
May I sit down?
The role of Old Man Marley, whom Kevin initially feared, was played by American theater, film, and television actor Robert Scott Blossom. Born in 1924, Blossom attended Harvard and served in Europe during World War II. After his military service, he studied to become a therapist, but ultimately found his true calling in acting. Roberts began his acting journey in Cleveland, performing and directing at Karamu House, the oldest African-American theater in the United States, established as a space for all races and religions. Upon moving to New York, he initially struggled to find steady work as an actor and took on side jobs. However, by the late 1950s, his career began to flourish. Blossom appeared in films and television, earning recognition and prestigious awards. One of his most notable supporting roles, besides Old Man Marley, was in Escape from Alcatraz. Interestingly, the character of Marley was added to Home Alone to give the story a more heartfelt element, as he was not included in the original script. Thus, in the twilight of his acting career, Roberts delivered what would become his most iconic role. His final film appearance was in the western The Quick and the Dead. Afterward, Blossom chose to dedicate his time to his family and poetry. He passed away in 2011 from a stroke at the age of 87. Jerry Baman, Uncle Frank.
What kind of mother am
If it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses.
The role of Uncle Frank became Jerry Baman's most notable performance, despite a career spanning over 60 projects. Beginning in the 1970s, Baman appeared in a wide variety of television shows and films. Before Home Alone, he had roles in The Secret of My Success, starring Michael J. Fox, and Cocktail, featuring Tom Cruise. After the iconic Christmas comedy, Baman continued to build his resume with appearances in popular series like Law & Order, Sex and the City, and The Good Wife. One of his standout supporting roles was that of Ray Court, a former colleague of Kevin Costner's character, in the box office hit The Bodyguard. In 2015, Baman retired from acting and has since led a private life. It is known that in 1981, he married director Emily Mann, though the couple later divorced. John Candy, the Polka King.
Polka, 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 polka. No? Twin Lakes polka, Damavuji polka, a.k.a.
Canadian actor and comedian John Candy, of English and Polish descent, built a successful career long before portraying the Polka King of the Midwest in Home Alone. While still in school, he joined a drama club, but initially dreamed of becoming a professional football player. A knee injury ended those ambitions, prompting him to explore journalism. However, Candy soon pivoted again, launching his acting career during his college years. From the early 1970s, Candy appeared on television, including the sketch comedy show Second City TV, where he worked alongside Katherine OHara. The 1980s saw him star in a string of hit comedies, such as Stripes, Splash, Brewster's Millions, Armed and Dangerous, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Because I'm the real article. What you see is what you get.
In 1989, Candy played the titular character in Uncle Buck, where he shared scenes with a young Macaulay Culkin. In Home Alone, Candy portrayed Gus Polinski, a kind-hearted polka musician who meets Kate McAllister at the airport. Although his character never interacts with Kevin, Gus became a memorable and beloved figure for audiences. Candy took the role as a favor to John Hughes, earning only $414 for his appearance, with all his scenes filmed in just 23 hours. Most of his lines were improvised, adding a unique charm to the character. Following Home Alone, Candy continued acting and expanded beyond comedies, appearing in films like the 1991 historical thriller JFK. Tragically, his career was cut short when he died in his sleep from a heart attack in 1994 at the age of 43. Candy was married to artist Rosemary Hobor, with whom he had 2 children, Jennifer and Christopher. Jennifer followed in her father's footsteps, becoming an actress and television producer. Angela Goethals, Kevin's younger sister, Linny.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
The role of Linny McAllister, the youngest daughter of Peter and Kate McAllister, was played by the young but already experienced actress Angela Goethals. Born and raised in New York City, Angela came from a family with close ties to the arts. Her parents were friends with actress Jeannie Hackett, who introduced her to acting auditions. This led to Angela's first job as Sarah Michelle Gellar's stand-in for a theatrical production when she was just 9 years old. Soon after, she landed roles in films like Heartbreak Hotel, Rocket Gibraltar, and eventually Home Alone. Angela did not return for the sequel to the Christmas hit, but went on to appear in other notable projects, including the romantic drama Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger. Her filmography spans around 30 projects, though most of her roles were secondary. In recent years, Angela has stepped back from acting to focus on her family. She is married to actor Russell Soder, and the couple is raising 3 children together in Los Angeles. Hillary Wolf, another sister.
The dope was whining about a suitcase. What am I supposed to do? Shake his hand and...
Megan McAllister, another of Kevin's sisters, was played by American actress Hillary Wolf. Home Alone was her 7th project, following a series of TV shows and movies, but it turned out to be one of her last. Shortly after filming the sequel, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Hillary left the entertainment industry to pursue her true passion, sports. In 1994, Hillary became a junior world champion in judo, and by 1999 and 2000, she was a member of the U.S. Olympic judo team. Now living in Chicago, Hillary is married to fellow athlete Chris Saba. Together, they run a sports club where they train young athletes in judo. The couple has 2 sons, and in 2017, Hillary, drawing on her experiences as a seasoned mother, published a book titled The Not So Zen Mom, where she shared her parenting tips and insights. Larry Hankin, the police sergeant on the phone.
You want us to go to your house just to check on him.
Do you remember the Family Crisis Unit police sergeant who questioned Kate McAllister about Kevin while munching on a donut? He was played by Larry Hankin, an actor known for his diverse roles. Larry started his career as an illustrator before gaining recognition in theater as a comedic performer. By the 1960s, he began appearing on television in various shows and later transitioned to the big screen. Some of his notable projects include Escape from Alcatraz, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, The Shadow, and Pretty Woman, where he played the landlord. Hankin has also made appearances in popular TV series such as Breaking Bad, ER, and Star Trek, Voyager. In Friends, he became memorable as the quirky downstairs neighbor of Monica and Rachel, frequently complaining about the noise.
You're doing it again.
We're not doing anything. We're just sitting around talking quietly.
I can hear you through the ceiling.
Larry has described this character as one of his favorites, calling him the most self-assured man he's ever portrayed. Larry Hankin's extensive filmography spans approximately 180 roles. He continues to act today, though primarily in smaller projects. In addition to acting, he is also a screenwriter, producer, director, and singer. Hankin is highly private about his personal life. As far as the public knows, he has never been married. Kristen Minter, the forgetful cousin.
Buzz, don't be a moron. 6, 7, 8.
The eldest cousin of Kevin McAllister, Heather, is the one who miscounted the family members before the airport rush. Kristen Minter portrayed her in the first Home Alone movie, but chose not to return for Lost in New York. During her school years, Kristen was voted the most beautiful girl in her class. After graduation, she had a successful modeling career in Europe, but didn't give up acting in films and TV series. She appeared in 3 episodes of Highlander and had roles in ER, General Hospital, and The Mentalist. Her more recent projects include the TV shows This Is Us and Hightown. Kristen was married, but she filed for divorce in 2018 in Los Angeles County Court. She tends to keep her personal life private, but shares plenty of photos of her dogs and other animals on Instagram, showing her deep love for them. In late 2024, Kristen participated in a Home Alone reunion alongside several other cast members, where they engage with fans of the iconic movie. Hope Davis, the airport clerk.
Now, if you want to stay, maybe we can get you on standby.
In Home Alone, Hope Davis played a small role as the clerk at the Paris airport. At the time, Hope was just beginning her acting career, and the Christmas comedy was her second project, following Flatliners in 1990. However, her career steadily progressed in the years that followed. She performed on stage, including on Broadway, and appeared in films like Arlington Road, Hearts in Atlantis, and Proof, 2004.
And it's the only time I can see any old Chicago friends. It'll be nice. I think Dad would have wanted us to have a good time.
Since the 2010s, Davis has been more active in television and has found considerable success. She has appeared in shows like In Treatment, The Newsroom, and Your Honor. From 2021 to 2023, she starred alongside Kieran Culkin in Succession. Additionally, in 2023, Davis appeared in Wes Anderson's comedy film Asteroid City.
You were very good in the one about the tramp in the brothel who gets amnesia and becomes a pediatrician. You were very authentic.
Actually, maybe my favorite character ever.
Home Alone served as an excellent launch pad for Davis's career. Today, she shows no signs of slowing down, with new projects in the works and occasional returns to the theater. Davis is married to television actor John Patrick Walker, whom she wed in 2002. Together, they have 2 daughters and reside in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. Michael Morana, Kevin's brother.
Hey, I hope you didn't just pack crap, Jeff.
Shut up, Lenny.
Do you know what I should pack?
Buzz told you, cheek face. Toilet paper and water.
Kevin, you're such a disease, exclaimed Jeff, the middle son of the McAllister family, in Home Alone. This character was played by 13-year-old Michael Morana from New York. At a very young age, he began appearing in commercials, later performed on Broadway, and by the late 1980s, he was starring in Nickelodeon's The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Michael reprised his role as Jeff in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and subsequently appeared in the series Law & Order. He was also active in commercials, including a comedic ad featuring Bill Clinton during the final days of his presidency. In the 2000s, Morana acted in a few comedies, but by 2013, he had transitioned to working as an electrician. Since then, he has been on film sets as a technical crew member rather than in front of the camera. However, in 2019, he returned for a small role in a drama, and in 2023 appeared in the sci-fi film I Saw the TV Glow. He continues to live in New York, but little is known about his personal life. Diana Campiano, cousin Sandra. Another of Kevin's cousins, Sandra, was played by Diana Campiano, who later changed her last name to Rains. She was born in Bucharest, but grew up in Chicago, where she began her acting career. Home Alone was her first feature film, followed by its sequel, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and another family comedy, Dennis the Menace. Diana later moved to Los Angeles, continuing her career with short films, television appearances, and commercials. In 2014, she produced a short film based on her own script, though she hasn't achieved major success in the film industry. Rains is also active in music as a songwriter, guitarist, and singer. Having released 4 albums. Jedadiah Cohen, cousin Rod.
Is it true that French babes don't shave their pits?
Some don't.
One actor who completely stepped away from a career in film is Jedadiah Cohen, who played Kevin's cousin Rod. Born in 1976, Cohen's acting resume is limited to the 2 Home Alone films and a couple of short films. Although he took acting classes at the New York Music Theater Academy in the early 2000s, where he met his future wife, Cohen chose a different path, earning a degree in astronomy and astrophysics from Harvard. However, he didn't stay in the sciences for long. In 2007, Cohen took on a role as vice president at Cooper & Cooper, a New York real estate brokerage specializing in residential properties. A few years later, he co-founded RocketHub.com, a crowdfunding platform designed to support creative professionals, scientists, and entrepreneurs. Senta Moses, cousin Tracy.
I don't believe in a house with this many people there's no shampoo.
Senta Moses, who played Kevin's cousin Tracy McAllister, the one who complained about the lack of shampoo in the house, is an American actress with Italian and Lebanese roots. Her acting career began when she was just 6 months old, appearing in a diaper commercial, a role she has admitted to being embarrassed about. Since then, Moses has appeared in over 100 commercials and landed her first significant role in the musical Annie at the age of 7. She appeared in the 2 Home Alone films while still in middle school. After graduating, Senta moved to California to study at the University of Southern California's School of Theater. Her acting resume includes appearances in numerous popular TV shows, such as The Mentalist, Castle, Bones, Jane the Virgin, and Little Fires Everywhere. Most of her roles were single-episode appearances, with one notable exception: her season-long stint on General Hospital in 2009. However, Moses has expressed particular pride in her role as lab assistant Phoebe on the 90s educational series Beakman's World. Moses continues her acting career in Los Angeles, where she lives with her husband, who works as a television editor. Anna Sloty, the youngest cousin Brooke.
What's doing, huh? Good? A lot of action around here today, huh? Going on vacation? Where you going? You hear me or what?
The role of Brooke McAllister, the youngest cousin with big glasses, was played by the young and relatively inexperienced actress Anna Sloty, born in 1981. After the success of the 2 Home Alone films, she appeared in several other projects, including TV series like The Torkelsons, Sister Sister, and Third Rock from the Sun. However, Anna chose not to pursue acting as an adult. Instead, she enrolled in the law school and was admitted to the California State Bar in 2009. She now works as a public defender in Los Angeles County. In 2022, she even ran for a position as a judge in the Los Angeles Superior Court. Family is also a significant part of Anna's life. In 2011, she married an animator, and the following year, the couple welcomed a son. As you can see, the cast of Home Alone has taken very different paths in life. Which of their journeys surprised you the most?